Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the quarterfinal match which just happened a few hours ago, SK Gaming versus Codemagic. So I was going to cover like all of the quarterfinals, but you know, a lot of it was just down to delay and servers. So really unfortunate circumstances. Is just the way that the world finals just had to happen. You know, there's no really any other way around this. So gonna go over the games, well, just a few of them, EU versus EU, because that's where servers aren't going to be the main factor. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into the first game. Alright guys, so this is the second game of the first set. The bans were Gene and Max. So Gene banned for Codemagic, and then the Max ban for SK Gaming. So yeah, going off the first one, they did win the first game, and I think Casey actually switched. I can't remember what brawler Casey actually went first game, but he did switch to a Rosa instead. I think Rosa can deal with Carl pretty well. So yeah, decent change from him. Actually, I think it was Sprout first game and still managed to win, which was a bit insane. But YDE on Carl, you guys should notice. I won't obviously show every single game, else it'll be like a 40-minute video. But YDE on Carl throughout these games were absolutely, he was absolutely insane. He was popping off like crazy. So you can see at the minute, there's really good control from Twisty and SpenLC. They're both playing insane at the moment. You've got Sun on a Piper. He's a really good Piper in the mid. And then you've got Twisty as well. Casey playing really, really well to cover there. Why are you going for the gadget play? But, you know, Codemagic just had control for so long. And as I said, Twisty just popping off with that Brock gadget. Keeping complete control. It's just, that Brock gadget is just insanely broken. You're just seeing there, 3k shot instantly, then another shot, and then Cole is literally at 1000 HP. And the complete dominance from Codemagic there to take the 2-0 up in the first set. So it looked really commanding from Codemagic. So yeah, let's hop into the next game. Alright guys, going into the fourth game of the first set. So skipped over that one. As I said, don't want to make it too long of a video. So SK actually won the last game. They went like Poco Pam against the other comp that Codemagic went, and it just completely overrode them. You know, the comp was really good. So both teams have actually opted for the Colette, because Colette's really good against Pam, good against Poco, good against tanks. So Colette, a really good brawler in gem grab and the meta so far. And it's really risky to use any Poco tank comps because of how good Colette is. And Colette just absolutely destroys tanks. So as you've seen, YDE again playing so well with his Carl. He nearly 1v3'd the whole team there. He's just using his gadget to really good effect. You know, Colette should be able to counter Carl lane, and that's why you've seen Colette as well. You know, Colette's a really good counter to Carl because you can just two-shot him and then super, and you're going to get the kill most of the time. So Casey, you know, it's probably the only time he really played bad in these games was this one, and then YDE played really good as well. And Casey picking up the gems, you know, which is good, but as a lane, you don't really want to have 5 gems. You know, if you go down as lane, you can't be as aggressive as you once was. So again, good trade-off from Twisty there, able to get the finishing blow on I forgot his name now, on Scarix. Sorry, he's coming back on the map. I was like, who's playing the Colette? So Twisty playing really good as well. Nice shots from Sun to get control, and now they have some control back. So it can be really hard to get people out of the grass, and as I said, that was such a clutch kill from Twisty to get Sky out of that grass there. Else that would have been probably GG's. SK probably would have been able to get a lot more gems. So really clutch takedown. Casey again switching lanes, which is what you'll see. You know, Brock's got a better matchup against Colette. Sky, I'm not too sure on that super, you know. I think he's trying to get a gem, but with Colette, it's really easy to shoot her when she's going back to an original position. Casey, again, I thought like that gem might have been clever if they needed it for count, like using super to get the gem might have been good if it was to get countdown, you know, the 10th gem. But, you know, in that instance, I don't think it was really useful because he could have just gone up the lane and maybe two-tapped YDE and just supered him and killed him or something like that. Just keeping the super for pressure. But he does a really good job here. So you can see Casey's getting all of it, getting all of them back. You know, he's got all the gems as well, and he's got all this pressure. You know, he's got super. He knows he can take down YDE with a super and 2 shots. He actually wastes super again there, but, you know, they've got enough control. His pressure alone allowed his other teammates to go up and collect some gems. So, you know, really good comeback from KC there. And it's just absolutely insane. Now it's 11 all in gems, and it's just going absolutely insane. Now they've got 2 gem advantage, but there's 15 seconds left. That means that SK can actually pick up 2 more gems. So again, Carl with the pressure. I think Casey barely missed out on that gem, so that would have been really clutch in that moment using super like that. That is like completely perfect. Twisty goes down in the wrong moment there. Now SK have control, And as you guys know, only 29 gems spawn. So all SK have to do now is collect the next gem and they win. So YD with his super there, really well timed Quite fortunate with the gem spawn there, but, you know, it was really a clutch moment. He got the super, he got out there, and they're going to be picking up the win there. So SK on the way to a reverse sweep in this set. Let's hop into the next game. All right, so into the final game of this set then. So it's currently 2-0, 2-2, sorry. Codemagic did start off his set 2-0, so it would be a bit unfortunate to get kind of like reverse swept in a set, because normally it's just best of 3, but because it's a World Finals best of 5 format, even more is at stake. So again, both teams going for the mirror comp, and as you see here, what allowed YDE to push up is because KC was really weak. I think I actually didn't watch the beginning interactions. I think KC must have got sniped by Piper, and that obviously allowed YDE to pressure up, and you just see like a perfect use of a gadget. You know, Piper is going to be awful against Carl or any type of aggro at the beginning of the match, especially when Piper hasn't got like super or anything to defend it. So really well played from YDE. It allows them to get control. It allows Sky to then push up as well, and just really well, really good team play from SK overall. You know, Twisty dodging the Piper super from his super as well. That was all right. So now SK only need one more gem. They've had control for literally the entirety of the game, and in gem grab, especially on harder up mine, you know, it can literally come from your lane, and a majority of the time if your lane goes down, it's one of the reasons why you lose on this map. So yeah, SK just done really well, really played well as a team. That's one of SK's best strengths. They play really well as a team, and you know, they're going to pick up the win in this one. Really strong performance from them coming back in this one. Let's hop into the next set. All right guys, hopping into the next set, and it's already 1-1. So in Brawl Ball triple dribble, we already saw a really good outcome from SK. I think they went like triple aggro. It was really well played from YDE and Co. You know, YDE even brought out the mortis and played really well. It was really epic to see. So far, I think we actually switched to Colette. You know, Colette's just really good in the meta so far. You know, she doesn't have all these like individual 1v1 interactions that she's really good at, but you know, just against brawlers like Carl, any sort of tanks, Colette's just going to be really amazing at. And, you know, as I said, you can just two-shot and super every single brawler in the game, so it's a really good interaction. You know, that's a really good exchange from Codemagic there. Really well played. You know, their plays in Brawl Ball are just so good. You know, the synergy they have together. A lot of the times, it's not really about comps, strategy. It's just, you know, like the feeling of how they play stuff. And you can just see here, really nice super pass from Twisty. And that's just unreal team synergy. They're able to pick up the win inside of that game. Let's hop into the next one. Alright, so going into the next game then. So currently Codemagic are 2-1 up in this set. All they need is one more for the set win. So Poco double tank against Colette, Cole, and what's the third brawler for SK? Brock. So, you know, it's a tough matchup for Brock, but, you know, Colette should be 1v3. Well, not even 1v3. And Colette should be really good against this kind of team comp. And then just like that, Codemagic are able to win. So really quick game there. Codemagic able to take the set win, a really dominant performance in Brawl Ball. Currently 1-0. Let's hop into the next set. Alright guys, so moving on to Siege now. SK currently at 1-0 up. You know, I just want to show a few games from each set. So you can see the change in brawlers. I think it was Twisty or Casey that actually switched. I know Codemagic went Jackie in the first game, and, you know, B just completely dominated. You know, Brock with opening up the walls. I think it actually changed Brock, which was before a Jackie. So, you know, Brock a bit better. I'm not too sure the Barley pick, though. I think what they should have done is just gone off the Barley. They went Barley in the first game. You know, the map was really open. You know, Brock was opening it up. B was just absolutely destroying the tanks. So, you know, Barley's normally a really good counter to B. Maybe they should have gone to, like, Tick, you know, for that good range. Tick's really... well, Tick outrages a lot of people in this meta, and it can just be really good against B. But, you know, with Brock opening up everything, Cole's really good at aggressive playstyle. You know, you've got YDE, as I said, just played an amazing Cole. One of the best Coles in the world, and he just absolutely stole the show for SK. You know, definitely MVP throughout these sets. But, you know, as you can see, YDE just plays it really well. He knows he can be aggressive against a Barley. Barley's using the other gadget as well. He's using Herbal Tonic, so... literally, if he gadgets at any point, you know, as long as YD's above 4k HP, he's going to be taking Barley out, like, easily. Probably even above 3k HP can take him down. And the same goes for Brock as well, because Cole can just basically two-shot Brock. So, again, you know, going into the last robot here, it's actually looking good for Codemagic. You know, even with the worst comp, you know, they're playing pretty well. But what really hurts them here is that, you know, the maps are, like, completely open. It's really hard for a Barley to do anything. The shield's still got a gadget left, he's able to just take down KC easily. And, you know, Barley can't support Brock the way that B can actually support the Brock. And, you know, for Codemagic to win, SpenLC had to hit like every single shot, which with Brock, you know, it's really, really hard to do. So SK can take home the Siege bot there. As I said, just really well played overall. They take down the 11. There's just no way they're not going to win in this situation, you know. They haven't got any sort of tank, really. Codemagic haven't tanked for this, you know. As I said, they switched off to Jackie because of the B. And SK are going to be able to take home this win. Let's hop into the next game. Alright, so going into the next game. With the comp choices, I think Codemagic actually switched out to a B, which was pretty clever. Well, I think it's just because of this Brock gadget. Brock gadget's just absolutely insane. B just seems to work on Siege now, which with Gene banned as well. You know, if Gene was in play, Gene would absolutely run the show. But in Siege, when Gene isn't in play, you know, the meta's a bit weird, especially on maps like this. So they're going to, not Codemagic, SK going to take the first robot there, which seems to be a common theme that they always seem to get good positioning for the first robot. And first robot, you know, normally isn't too important, you know, especially with Gene in play. But, you know, when you've got an awful defense, it's actually really important to get the first robot. So KC, you can see there firing a shot at YDE to then use this 3K shot on the robot. You know, really well played there. Just little small interactions like that are what makes pro players really good. So you've seen Twisty there just narrowly failing on his gadget there. I think it's a bit too low HP. You know, if he could stay behind a wall and use his gold pickaxe to take down the B, that would have been alright. Bit unfortunate there. We can just see YD just commanding again with his Cole. Even though Cole is probably the best brawler in the meta, you know, it still takes a lot of skill and to dominate like the way he does. So really well played. He's able to keep his pressure so his team can secure the 8 bolts. And now they're in a really good position. They don't really need to go all in at all. But as I said, there's just awful defense when Gene's not in play. You're kind of forced to go really off meta comps. And then SK just realised they can just finish it pretty easily. They've got Brock Super. They're able to finish it. They've got Cole who can shoot through the robot and players. So that's going to be a really dominating Siege performance from SK. Really well played to them. Let's hop into the next set. Alright, so it's currently 1-1 in this set. So both teams have actually opted for the mirror comp. I've seen a lot of like Poco tanks, you know, just for kind of generic stuff when you play rock, paper, scissors on Bounty especially. Bounty is probably the most rock, paper, scissors mode you can get because, you know, you got Poco. When Poco is in play, you've got tanks that are pretty good. And then you have B that can be really good in Bounty. You have throwers which are countered by tanks, but then like if you use it like a Sprout or a Tick against any of these comps, you know, it would absolutely destroy. So Bounty at the moment, just completely rock, paper, scissors unless you take Poco out of the equation. But as you can see, it's a mirror matchup and Codemagic are just going in ham. Especially on Canal Grande, it's really easy. Well, not really easy. It's hard to get control of the mid, but once you've got control of the mid, you know, you just completely dominate. It's always the theme, especially when you're using long range brawlers, and it's really hard to come back. So, you know, 16-2 is a really common theme to see something like this on this map. But, you know, YD's doing an okay job to push back. There's not really a lot he can do when SpenLC's got the positioning on him. He does get taken down again. So Sun absolutely popping off inside of this one. Sun, one of the best Brocks in the game, and for sure he's showing that in the big moments. Twisty with an error there. You don't really see Twisty making mistakes like that, so really rare to see, but nonetheless, Casey with a B gadget again, probably a bit preemptive with that gadget. Probably should have saved it for a moment, but as you can see, Codemagic in a really bad position here. You know, with 25 seconds left, you normally get pushed back into this position really late into the game, but you know, they're playing really careful. You know, there's a lot on the line, so you can see why they're playing so passively. But all they have to do is protect SpenLC. You know, you can see Casey's just literally suiciding. He's going in over and over again. That was a really important shot by Twisty there. You know, his shield's really low. He can't afford to push in. A good clearance from Casey and Twisty there. Both able to protect SpenLC, who's got all the stars. So that's a good game from them. They're only 1 win away from getting the next set. Let's hop into it. Right, guys, so going into the final game of this set then. So if SK win this, they've won the game overall. And they're on to the semi-finals, so really big moment in the game. You can see Twisty going in there, a bit too aggro. I know Twisty's probably one of the best mortars in the world, but I just felt like he probably went a bit too aggro. Probably should have waited for some support. Again, swaps into wall, which is really unfortunate. But CKC and SpenLC, really good combination here. Shield isn't following up on Sky with the heals, but SpenLC is with KC, so really well played there. You know, KC's able to stay alive for a very long time there. You know, with Mortis, Mortis can be really good against Jackie, Rosa, and Poco. You know, he can chain bats really well. Unfortunately, both Twisty and KC go down there, which again, you know, the kind of rock paper scissors of Bounty. I feel like Bounty will get removed from competitive next year just because of this aspect. So I don't feel like anyone really enjoys Bounty at the moment. You know, Bounty used to be really good with like Piper, Brock, you know, when they used to be all the meta brawlers. But you know, with Poco in game, with all the tanks and the kind of rock paper scissors, as I said, it's just not a fun experience to be in anymore. And again, you could just see SK with a full team wipe. You know, Codemagic, I remember, you know, I spoke to a few people after the games, and it was like 50-50 decision on whether they went Piper, Brock, B, or whether they went this comp. So if they went Piper, Brock, B, they would have easily beat this comp. So it's, you know, as I said, it's really unfortunate with the way Bounty works, but I still feel like they could have won with this comp. It's not really, they're not at a huge disadvantage. As I said, you know, Mortis can do really well against Jackie and Rosa. If you're good Mortis, like Twisty, like Waddy, you know, these are the type of players that can make Mortis works against these comps. But I felt like at the beginning, I think they just conceded too many stars, and after that, you know, with all the pressure on the line, you know, we can't really fault Codemagic at all. They played really well. I can't really put a finger on anyone playing really bad. I thought every single one for Codemagic played well. SK, everyone played well, but you know, as deserved. Waddy with the MVP. Everyone clutching up for SK Gaming, and they advanced to the semi-finals. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to watch the full gameplay back, I'll put a link to it in the description over on the Brawl Esports channel, so definitely give that a watch. Definitely show all your support to Tribe as well. They made it through to the semi-finals. Tribe NA, that is. So they made it through to semi-finals. As I said, show them all the love possible. They'll be needing it. And the reason why I really wanted to cover, you know, all of these games, but unfortunately, near enough every single game there was some delay impacts, especially in Jupiter. Ints, you know, they're playing the opposite side of the world, so it's like impossible for one of the teams not to get delay. Really unfortunate circumstances. Tribe NA versus Clash, you know, EU versus NA. There's not really a ton of delay inside of that one, but you know, delay is a big factor in competitive, and unfortunately, you know, with the way things worked, it's near enough impossible for any other scenario to play out. You know, they had to play it online, you know, due to COVID and due to other circumstances. This just had to happen. They couldn't delay it, and you know, big props to Supercell to even, you know, making the World Finals happen. You know, all online is a big achievement to even make this happen. So, as I said, really unfortunate, but definitely give it a watch. It'll still be a really good watch, and you know, I'm hoping for maybe like an SK Gaming versus Tribe final, just because, you know, obviously Tribe, I want to rep Tribe. And it'll just be like the most entertaining game, because I think delay will be less of a factor in that game. So as I said, definitely give it a watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe guys, and I'll see you all next time.